Hello, my name is Eliasaris Las Torres, and this video is to fulfill the requirements of my FTE 211 Week 7 assignment. I would like to cite the work of Steve Syberst's book titled Self-Defense Firearms, published in 2017 by F&W Media Incorporated. And according to Steve, and I quote, "Trigger work and the fitting of the safeties is the most critical aspect of the build process." According to Steve, anytime that we customize a firearm with high quality aftermarket parts, that we should check for any obvious manufacturer defects. He recommends that we start by polishing the sear and the hammer sides and remove the machining marks by using a large diamond stone and make sure the surfaces are maintained flat. Next, he recommends that we work on the trigger and slide by using a number 2 file and making sure that the slide fits without any vertical movement. Next, he recommends using a deburring wheel to lightly go over the sides and rear of the stirrup and the edges until the trigger slides smoothly on the tracks. He suggests using a magic marker to look for high spots on the upper part of the trigger and work until it fits smoothly. Next, the hammer strut is installed, making sure the retaining pin is flush. The pin is staked with the center punch and then stoned until the pin doesn't protrude or drag on the frame. Steve suggests that to ensure a consistent trigger pull, Brownell's hole reamer can be used on the hammer sear and the frame holes. Steve mentions that the disconnector must be kept at factory dimensions, and that if it's not too short, or it can be making a firearm unsafe. Next, he suggests using a power sear fixture to stone the hammer and the sear surfaces, and to never do this freehand. He recommends that the sear nose be stoned at a 60-40 ratio, with the primary angle surface at 60% of the total escape angle and by 40% of the total surface. He recommends that the power sear fixture be set at 20 clicks from the bottom and raised or lowered to set the trigger weight, pull weight. Steve recommends lowering the hammer hooks no lower than 15 thousandths of an inch, and to use a feeler gauge to measure this. The sear spring needs to be polished on the top of the left center leaf, and the sear spring can be used to make slight adjustments of a 1/4 pound up or down to the weight of the trigger pull. If the weight is too heavy or too light, the hammer sear engagement surfaces can also be used for these adjustments. Steve recommends that the hook height be also at 15 thousandths of an inch, and that along with the 60-40 sear nose relationship should result in a safe, crisp, and clean 3.5 to 4 pound trigger pull. He then describes the use of shims according to manufacturer instructions to remove any side movement of these parts. He recommends using a set of NRA weights to check trigger pull, as they are the most accurate weights. He recommends installing all the trigger parts but leaving the grip safety off. He suggests to pull the trigger, and if the 2 clicks are heard when cycling action, the first click is the disconnector click, which indicates the disconnector is too long and is dragging on the disconnector timing slot. He states that the disconnector timing slot needs to be scraped with a disconnector scraping tool, which creates more room for the disconnector and continues. And the second click. He recommends never to shorten or polish the top of the disconnector for any reason. He mentions that hearing 1 click is normal as the disconnector is resetting. I think that all 1911 platform specialty tools are essential, and would prefer to use them when working on the 1911s. I think all the specialty aftermarket tool jigs can make trigger work easier. I understand that there may be times when standard tools can be used to work on the 1911 platform, and as needed. I know there may be times when standard tools may make it easier to work and complete a particular trigger and fire control group project. All right, stop.